Good morning, everybody. Take a moment to center yourself, get fully present. This morning's practice is going to be on feeling. It's really one of the most simple and yet most powerful practices. So, throughout this morning's half an hour practice, I'm going to keep reminding each one of us to get in touch with our feelings and to literally feel what we are feeling. So, let's start right away. Get in touch with what you're feeling. Notice what you're feeling. Come into contact with the felt perception of being alive in this moment. So, throughout today's practice, I keep reminding each one of us to just feel what we are feeling. That's really all we're going to do today. Feel what we are feeling. Fully feeling what we are feeling is very healing. And I recently had a interview with a beautiful, wonderful teacher. His name is Michael Dalton. And I love how so much of the interview was just about feeling. I asked him to share his 3 biggest insights, biggest learnings, biggest lessons. So, in the process of this morning session, I'll keep reminding each one of us to feel and then share a little about the importance of feeling. And one of the things that Michael said many times in that interview is that we've been conditioned to believe that it's all about feeling good. It's all about feeling good. But the reality is, it's all about getting really good at feeling. See the difference? It's not just about feeling good all the time, it's about getting really good at feeling. In other words, we've stopped ourselves from feeling our feelings. We focus so much on the positive and we try so hard to ignore the negative. We are so convinced that certain feelings are good and certain feelings are bad that we actually numb ourselves. So, the new perspective is that all feelings are good. And our work is to love whatever comes up. Fully feeling what we are feeling is really another word for just love it. Because when we don't fully feel, it's because at some level we are resisting or we are judging what we are feeling. You shouldn't feel like this. You should feel some other way. Sometimes entire cultures will make certain kinds of feelings taboo. India is a country with the population after China, and feelings of sensuality, lust, desire, any of this. This shows what a huge blind spot we have. Everyone's thinking about it and no one's talking. You're not allowed to experience it fully because it's taboo. And in every culture has their own. Their feelings, their family has feelings that they block out. So feelings are an energy, and the more we resist them, the more we judge them, the more we lose the vitality of our life because we've cut ourselves off from the intelligence and the information of those feelings. Fully feeling what we are feeling is very healing. So as I'm speaking, doesn't matter so much what I'm saying. Don't have to agree or disagree. Just come into the felt sense. And Michael was also saying that how, as human beings, we have such a profound ability to feel. We can feel so deeply. We can feel profound gratitude, profound connection, profound love. We can also feel profound hatred, anger, jealousy, fear, resentment. And he said that our capacity to feel both dimensions, both aspects, is crucial. If we say, I only want to feel love and gratitude, I don't want to feel the other things, you actually don't get to the depth of that feeling. Because embedded in that is a kind of a fear, is a is when we feel fully, then things flow through us, and the lessons that they carry are available to us. So the idea here is that everything is showing up in our life in a perfect way. How do we feel more fully? Bringing the attention to the body, bringing the attention to the breath, purposefully slowing down the breath, in the breath, deepening breath, bring all the as the breath slows down, as the thoughts slow down, we access the vibrational quality of each moment, and we access a flow. So your practice this morning is to fully feel whatever you're feeling. My words are just to remind. Redirect attention back to feeling. You can ignore my words if that's required. Just feel. Don't worry why you're feeling. Don't even try to improve the feelings. Just feel what you're feeling and breathe with it. Fully feeling what we are feeling is very healing. Love what comes up. In holding in this moment. Very beautiful example given by Michael in my interview with him. He said life is a movie, and he recommended looking at not as a movie that is being made as we go along, but rather looking at it as a movie that's been pre-recorded. A movie that's been pre-recorded. And the reason we take on this perception, it's a pre recorded movie, is to deep tendency to want more, to want things to speed up, to reach out to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. He said, well, if it's a pre recorded movie, there's no point fast forwarding constantly to get to the good bits. Whatever you fast forward, you'll have to come back and revisit anyway. That's how this movie is designed. You've got to go through what you got to go through. So if that's the case, the only thing to watch your response to this moment of this movie. So we're back to square one. Feel what you're feeling. Notice what you're feeling. Some people, this may sound like a very fatalistic idea. Recorded. I can just speak from my experience that when we stop fast forwarding the movie, or for that matter, rewinding the movie. Rewinding is reaching back into the past. Fast forwarding is reaching out into the future. And we just witness this movie and witness our response to this movie and take responsibility for that. It is the least fatalistic way to go about life. It is the most empowering. It is actually the most magical way to go about life because we have such complete trust that showing up is perfect. Whatever is showing up is teeming with possibility, teeming with opportunity, opportunity for connection. We appreciate the depth, the profundity of the arrangement of every single aspect of our experience down to the details, down to the microscopic details. In other words, there's nothing to do. Just feel what you're feeling. Fully feeling what we are feeling. Slowing down the breathing. Breathing deeper. Lengthening the breath. In the process, thoughts slow down. And we access a flow state. I asked Michael that, well, if the movie is already pre-recorded, then should we make any intentions for the new year? What's the point? It's a pre-recorded movie. So he smiled and said that We are all capable of so much more than we can imagine. However, the program that most of us are running is a program of not enough. I don't have enough. I am not enough. And this program is what makes us reach out more, more, more. So his suggestion was that this year, instead of focusing on self-improvement or self-enhancement, he recommended focusing on self-acceptance. Could it be that your deep, deep self-acceptance of yourself and your life and your situations exactly the way they are, that is the unexpected portal into all sorts of improvement, all sorts of enhancement? Could it be that the best possible intention is not to feel good all the time? We say Happy New Year. Not to feel happy all the time. It's not going to happen anyway. It's to get really good at feeling. Whatever you're feeling. What would it be like to go through a single day where we didn't judge any feeling? We didn't compare any feeling. We didn't push or pull at any feeling. Pleasant, unpleasant. We just felt it. Whatever we judge, we have to revisit. Whatever we resist is going to persist. Whatever we simply accept, include, experience, welcome, love, enjoy, it's complete. It's done. It's actually fulfilled. Fulfilled. Fully felt. Fulfilled. Bring the attention back to the felt sense. Some of you may have heard of or done a practice called Vipassana meditation. And these are 10-day courses that happen in many parts of the world. You live in silence for 9 of those 10 days. This is all you practice for that time. Just your feeling. Hour after hour, day after day, lots of stuff comes up. Lots of gunk comes up. You don't judge it, you don't push it, you don't pull it, you don't argue with it. Certainly not easy. However, definite taste that this is wholesome. There's a definite taste of purification. There's a definite feeling of ripening. Some kind of ripening is going on. The soul is ripening. The wisdom is ripening. Our full potential as a human and as humanity is ripening in this process of simply witnessing, fully feeling what we are feeling. Many years ago, I attended on somatic experiencing. It's a different form of therapy where what happened in your life and where you're stuck and what happened and what should have happened. You immediately come to the felt sense. Someone says, "Oh, I'm having a very difficult relationship with someone in my life." And right away the question is, right, where do you feel it? Or my throat feels a little dry, or my heart feels a little heavy. And you know what happens for the next half an hour, 1 hour? All you do is you keep sense. All right, and where do you feel it now? And where do you feel it now? The funny thing is, it starts moving. It moves from the throat to the shoulder, to the back, to the hands. It doesn't remain constant, it keeps changing. It could get more intense or less intense. And all you do is you follow the felt sense for the end. That's all the therapist does. Something felt so right about that. Instead of just talking and talking and getting wrapped up and caught up in our own stories, tripping over ourselves, the entire therapy, and there are many therapies that are of this form, of this nature, somatic therapies, feeling what we are feeling. And with the breath, and sometimes certain patterns of breathing, facilitate this process. So to summarize, it's not about feeling good. It's about getting really good at feeling. Fully feeling is very healing. Attention to the body, slower, deeper, longer breath can help us. When breath slows down, thoughts slow down. When thoughts slow down, we can access that felt sense more deeply. All feelings are good. Our capacity to feel is so profound as human beings, but we will only touch that profundity and labeling feelings and feel the full spectrum of feelings. And they flow through us. The more you judge them, the more you have to revisit them. Do you have patterns in your life? Any kind of pattern in your life? stuck in some way, well, it's because you're judging some feeling. You're resisting some feeling. You're fast forwarding some aspect of this movie. And then you've got to revisit it again. So our job, since the movie's already been pre-recorded, then you enjoy the movie. Nothing else you got to do. Witness your reaction. Witness your response. Witness. Witness. I mentioned Michael many times. If you are interested in exploring his work, his web daltonsbio.com. That's DALTONSBIO.com. I mentioned Vipassana meditation. They have many websites, but one of the main ones I think is dhamma.org. That's D for Delhi, DHAMMA.org. I mentioned something. I'm not sure what the website is. You can Google it. And one, if you really are connecting with this process, I can highly recommend a book called The Presence Process, Michael Stone. A 10-week course in getting in touch and getting out of the head and into the body, into the intelligence of our feelings. And finally, emotionally growing up. Michael Stone says that we are intellectually, we are physically also quite developed. And we're emotionally, most of us are just infants walking around in grown-up bodies. And I find that so true. That's so true. Continue the practice as long as you need to, which should be, I think, your whole life. Okay. Lots of love.